I think the first thing that comes to mind whenever this happens is um, obviously it's a feeling of sadness and emptiness with any season, but I think particularly when you don't achieve your goals, there's certainly probably a heavier heart than normal. When noon came around yesterday and I realized we weren't going to practice, that always is a feeling that you can't really explain unless you've been there. But I think the biggest thing is we wanted another trip together. We felt like we had a couple more games than us. And I quite frankly can tell you that, we were good enough to win, 1 to 3 NCAA tournament games with the group we had. So that's certainly disappointing. I think the seniors, we always want to play for our seniors. We want to give our seniors, an extension to their careers. And having said that, I want to say we're sorry to them that we couldn't do that. I do want to thank the seniors. We have 7 guys who will be leaving our programs, them and their parents for joining and signing up a couple of years ago. That was 2011 in the spring. And at the time, I was a first-year head coach who had just completed 1 season. And I can't say we were yet on the map as a program. I can't say I yet knew what I was doing. And they certainly took a risk coming to Xavier and believing in me. And with that came an opportunity to build and create a legacy and put the program on the map. And I think it goes without saying that they did that. Having said that, with the legacy comes expectations, and we certainly have created an expectation that we'll be playing in the NCAA tournament here every year, and we didn't meet that. And so, with that comes disappointment, and with that comes an opportunity now to maybe audit the program, to audit ourselves individually. And I told the team, yesterday that we have an opportunity now to have the best off-season or the best winter in the history of, Xavier soccer. So certainly not what we wanted, not the way the script was drawn. I do think and was told by some people on the committee that we were in the next group and had a very good chance to get put in. And then there was, another 3 or 4 upsets on Sunday, which certainly moved us down a little further. We did have 8 games that we watched closely over the weekend on Friday and Saturday night, and I think we went 0 for 8. I think literally every single one of the games we needed to go our way did not go our way. So, that certainly, is disappointing. I guess the final thing I'll say is, if you put consecutive 10-win seasons, overall wins, NCAA tournament appearances, on a statistical, layout over the last 6 years, we still are, undoubtedly one of the top 10, 15, 20 programs in the country from a mathematical standpoint. And I think we proved that this year once again. For the 3rd time in 4 years, we were ranked in the top 10 nationally. We had 2 wins against the number 2 team in the country, the number 3 team in the country. And, we lost 6 games the whole year, and 2 of them were, 2 who I consider Georgetown maybe the number 1 team in the country. So we were consistently, our motto was to be consistently good and occasionally great. I felt this year we were occasionally great, but we could have been consistently a little more consistent. But we did have a bit of a young team. We did learn some valuable lessons, and I thought this year was a bridge year going into it from last year's great team to next year what I consider to be a very good team. And I think all considering if this is an off year, that our standards are high, and we certainly are a very good program than if this is considered a down year for us.